I really wanted to come into the summer to see whether research was something that I really see myself doing in the future. So I think at the end of the summer I should really have a good gauge on whether I'm going to go the PhD route.
The MSRP-Bio program was started in 2003 at MIT specifically to recruit and train students who are extremely talented but are in colleges with limited research opportunities. And the majority of the students who come to our program have chosen their college based entirely on financial aid. We have probably hosted over 600 students, mostly in the Department of Biology and the Department of Brain and Cognitive Science, but also in the Department of Chemistry. The Picower Institute has been hosting students from the very beginning.
So I think training undergraduates to give them an opportunity to experience high-level science is really important. It's been about 40 years since I did my first undergraduate summer experience, and so I think it makes an important impact on students' decision as they sort of navigate what they want to do in the future, what they want to do medicine, what they want to do research. So Elise and Andrea are the two students that we took this year.
My name is Elise Siciliano. I am a rising senior. I go to Bowdoin College. I'm a neuroscience major. I also am a government and legal studies minor.
My name is Andrea Hanke. I study cell and molecular biology at the University of Puerto Rico in Rio Perez. I am a rising senior. This summer I am studying, the big picture is trying to decipher what makes a synapse stronger or weaker, but specifically my work is a screen to identify voltage-gated calcium channel trafficking regulators.
What I'm focusing on is RNA editing, so I'm looking at the enzyme that basically it's called ADAR. It binds to double-stranded RNA, and when it binds it can cause an A to G change in the RNA sequence, and if that happens in a codon, it can actually recode genetic information, but not a whole lot is known about what's going on in terms of ADAR's function at the synapse, so that's kind of where my project comes in. So yeah, it's been great meeting people, just hearing the professors talk about how they got to where they are, PhD students, everybody's been really open to talking about their own experience and their journey.
The people I've met have been super special, and getting to make these connections has been really cool. So I'm taking bits of every lecture, of every workshop with me. My mentor is Chavi Sod. She's been great. She's the one that has been hands-on with me, teaching me the techniques and teaching me how to interpret data.
My mentor Michiko has been great, teaching me. So obviously the molecular stuff was really new to me, but she was step by step first couple of weeks, but now I'm able to do a lot of the molecular and dissection stuff pretty independently.
Part of being a scientist is not just generating data so we can understand biological processes and how disease impacts these processes, but also to sort of give back to the community and sort of make sure that we prepare the next generation of scientists as well. And so I think being able to have the grad students and the postdocs really see how these students develop over the course of the summer. A lot of them come in with very little research experience or experience in a different domain, and by the end of the summer they've fully grasped their project, they're part of the team, they've integrated into the lab.
So the best outcome for us is students actually go into PhD programs and hopefully end up in academia. And what has been really gratifying over the years is to see how many of these students, and I would place the number at about 75% at least, of the students have gotten to PhD program and MD PhD programs. And a number of them actually now are professors at different schools, including at MIT. For our program to be successful, there's the financial part, which every program needs. That has to be important. We cover housing, which is quite expensive, stipend, and a lot of community building and food and so on. But what really again makes this program work is the involvement and the commitment of our faculty to do good mentoring, provide them with a good training environment, and be there for the students and meet with them one-on-one and provide them with all the advice and confidence building they need for the next step in their career.
Now at the end of the summer they're independent young scientists and making a lot of contributions, so that's a value as well, I think.
And I think that has honestly been one of the most helpful parts in helping me figure out options that I could have or where I could see myself going.